Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's NGX midday trading update. If you're just joining the channel, I've seen a couple of people join the channel. I do this every day about midday Nigerian time, but the video goes up by 12:30, which is the midpoint, the exact midpoint for the market. The Nigerian equities market opens at 10 a.m., at least trading for everybody opens at 10 a.m., closes at 2:30 p.m. So midday is 12:30 p.m. And so I record a few minutes before midday because it takes 15-20 minutes for YouTube to clear the channel, and then we can go ahead. What do we have so far? All share index is down in midday trading, down 0.26%. The index measures average performance of stocks on the exchange. And what I'm seeing, the main driver for the lagging performance seems to be the NGX 30. I wonder what component of the NGX 30 is dragging. We'll check in a bit. But let's look at some broad statistics. In terms of gainers, Infinity Trust Bank up 10%, CNIF, which is it's a fund. I need to check what fund that is. Maybe we'll check in a bit. Up 10%. Airtel Africa up 10%. Mikio from the pharma space up 9.95, essentially 10%. Morrison also from the pharma space up 9.94%. Switching lanes to the losing side of things, some of the names you usually see in intraday trading. Better Glass down 10%, Total down 10%, Triple G down 10%, Transpower down 10%, and Gerigo also from the power segment down 10%. Now, why do I say you usually see these names down intraday trading? Due to the single block trade, you need 100,000 shares traded in a single transaction called the block trade to move a stock up and down. Usually what you find with these stocks, because of the thin float available, you barely see that happen. So you might see these stocks fluctuate in intraday trading, but end the day flat. On the value side of things, Aradel trading leading the pack with 6.1 billion worth of shares traded so far. First Holdco, distant second with 652 million worth of shares traded, while UACN with 214 million worth of shares traded so far. To the volume side of things, First Holdco leads the pack with 21 million shares traded so far. Aradel, a distant second, 11.6 million shares traded so far. And Japan from the mineral space, solid mineral space, 8.9 million shares traded so far. Let's take a peep at some of the individual names and let's see what they are doing. Start with the premium side of things, because I think that's where some of the pressure is. MTN tends to trade what? Let's see what the bid offer spread is for MTN. 412.1 bid, 416 offered. That's a spread of, I think, 3 naira and some fraction, 3 naira 90 kobo. Is that no 5 naira 90, 4 naira 90 kobo? Is that 390 or 490? It's looking like a 3 naira 90 kobo spread. You have more bids than offers for MTN, so very likely price probably will trade at 412. But as I was saying in the previous draft I did before I got interrupted by the weather, what you would see with MTN and there's few other stocks in this category, you see them close flat but trade down intraday. Now, for some traders who have the patience, it's possible they might say, look, I'll buy this stock. I mean, because if you're able to get, say, an MTN at 410, you can probably swing the stock 410, 418, 420 in a couple of weeks or so. But as always, please note this is not financial or trading advice. I am merely discussing what's happening in the market at the moment. So let's see what WAPCO. WAPCO, you might also call it Lafarge Africa. What do we have? 120.5 bid and 120.6 offered. So that's a spread of 10 kobo. Zenith Bank, one of the big 5 banks. We are waiting for the results of Zenith Bank alongside UBA, GTCO, and Access. 67.3 bid, 67.45 offered. Spread, what do we have? You have more offers than bids. 9.6 million shares on offer, 2.8 million shares being bid. So clearly, the bidders would have upper hand. Let's check other stocks. Some of the other stocks in the broad equity side of things. AfriPotential down. Aradel, let's see what Aradel is doing. Aradel has been traded large volumes last week. This week also, with today's trade, seems that that's continuing. 557 bids, 560 offered. What do we have? You have net bids. That means higher bids and offers. 1.6 million shares being bid and 534,000 shares being offered. So greens here. Let's see what do we have. Is there anything out of the ordinary? I don't think so. Nothing out of the ordinary. Cap, Cornhall, nothing out of the ordinary. Let's see Custodian. Custodian was yesterday's best performing stock. So let's see what Custodian is doing. 43.7 bid, 44 offered, 517,000 shares bid, 1.7 million shares offered. So clearly the bidders would have the upper hand. So I can't quite see what's causing the serious red in the market. Let's see GTCO. Is GTCO the reason behind the reds we're seeing? 94.6 bids, 94.85 offered. Spread of what? That's a spread of 25 kobo or so. That's a rather tiny spread. So that's pretty much it. I don't see what's causing the downtrend. At the end of the market day, maybe we'd see that. Maybe it's the stocks like the like of NASCON. 95.05 bid, 95.4 offered. So that's a spread of 35 kobo. That's a rather tiny spread. And in case you're wondering, what's the essence or what's the importance of the spread? It's quite simple. The wider the spread you have, the wider the variation you have in trades. The tighter or slimmer the spread you have, it's very likely that you would have some sort of stalemate. And so you'd see stocks trading at the close range between the bids and offers. Now, for those who are traders, when you have a tinier spread, it means that you're somewhat limited in the bids and offers you can do. But if you have a wider spread, that gives you more room, because more so by 2 p.m. when you see the market start to move, rounding up trading, it's possible in theory to buy low and in a couple of days sell high if you have a fairly wide spread. But if you have a tiny spread, you just have to go with the flow. Nestle down. Will Nestle close down today? I doubt it. 2,000 shares or so traded so far. Let's see the offer. A 1,736.2 bid and 1,799 offer. So that's a spread of about 60 naira plus. Fairly wide spread, but the stock is thin, as you can see. 19,000 shares being bid, 553,000 shares being offered. Let's check Presco and Co. I'll come to Okomu in a bit. 13.1381 bid, 1390 offer. That's the spread of 9 naira. Let's see Okomu. Okomu is also in that club. I say that you have the stock closing flat, 1020, but you definitely tend to have way lower intraday figures. So you can see 920 bid, 930 offered, spread of 10 naira, and so. But if you are then able, and that's why I say this game is a momentum game for traders. If you get in at say 920 or 930 and wait out this stock till it hits maybe 1,001 or 1,002, if/when that happens before the end of the year, that's a decent gain for those who trade. But as I said, this is not trading advice. So if you trade, then you need to go learn the ropes yourself. So I can see the reds, but these aren't significant enough to pull down the market. UAC seems to be on the up and up. Let's see what do we have. 69 bid, 69.85 offered. If you have strong momentum, 3.1 million shares traded so far, it is very likely that you would have this stock close in the 69.70 figure range. So that's pretty much about it. At Rainy Cats and Dogs again. See you at market close. Market close video comes up about 8 p.m. West African time. Have a blessed rest of the day.